My house is suddenly shrinking. I hit my head on the kitchen doorway and stood there stunned because I'd lived here for 10 years and never come close to hitting that doorway before. "You okay?" my wife Kelly asked from the living room. "The doorway," I said, rubbing my head. "It's lower." She came over and walked through it normally. "Seems fine to me," she said. "Maybe you're having a growth spurt at 35. But I knew something was wrong. I had to duck slightly now and before I'd walk through without thinking. But Kelly didn't see it and I trusted her. So at first, I believed her that I was the problem. First thing I did was check for carbon monoxide. I bought 3 detectors and put them all over the house. Every reading came back normal. The furnace was fine, the water heater was fine, everything was fine, except the ceilings felt lower. Next, I measured myself at the doctor's office. Maybe I'd changed size, not the house, but I was the same height I'd been since college. Kelly was making dinner when I got home and she had to squeeze past me in the kitchen. I watched her move through the kitchen easily while I kept bumping into things. The counter, the island, the table, everything was in my way. She never bumped into anything. That night, I woke up to use the bathroom and walked straight into the doorframe in the dark, hard enough to split my lip. Kelly turned on the light and there was blood on the white paint. "Jesus, what happened?" she asked. "The doorframe moved," I said. "Doorframes don't move," she said, getting me a tissue. "You're exhausted. When's the last time you slept properly?" But I saw something in her eyes when she said it. A flicker of something that wasn't concern. Or maybe I imagined it. I started measuring things in secret, not writing it down where she could find it, but keeping track in my head. The hallway was narrower. The shower stall was tighter. The garage was lower. Every day something changed, but Kelly never noticed. Or said she didn't notice. My brother Tom came over and immediately hit his head on the basement ceiling. "What the hell?" he said. "Since when is this so low?" "See?" I told Kelly. "Tom notices it too." "Tom's drunk," she said, even though he'd had 1 beer. "And you're encouraging each other's paranoia." After Tom left, I found Kelly in the basement with a tape measure. She shoved it in her pocket when she saw me. "What were you doing?" I asked. "Nothing," she said. "Looking for the Christmas decorations." It was July. I installed a hidden camera without telling her, aimed at the hallway. For 3 nights, nothing happened. On the 4th night, the footage showed Kelly standing in the hallway at 3 a.m., just staring at the walls. She stood there for an hour, not moving, then went back to bed. When I asked her about it, she said she'd never gotten up. "I have the footage," I said. "Show me," she said. But the file was corrupted. Every file from that night was corrupted. She said I must have dreamed it, but I knew what I'd seen. She'd been measuring the walls with her hands, touching them like she was checking something. I started sleeping on the couch because the bedroom made me claustrophobic. Kelly said I was having a breakdown and needed help. She made me a doctor's appointment I didn't go to. She started putting pills in my coffee that I pretended to swallow. Then I got stuck in the bathroom. Actually stuck. I'd gone in fine, but when I tried to leave, my shoulders were wedged in the doorframe. I had to dislocate something to get out, and Kelly was standing in the hallway watching. "Help me," I said. "There's nothing wrong with the door," she said. "You're doing this to yourself." That's when I knew. The calm way she said it. The way she watched me struggle. She was doing this somehow. She had to be. "It's you," I said. "You're doing this to the house." "That's insane," she said. "You come from a construction family," I said. "Your dad's a contractor. You know how to make modifications. To make rooms smaller?" She laughed. "While you're sleeping? That's your theory?" But I started noticing things. Drywall dust in the vacuum. Her clothes smelling like sawdust. Tools in her car she said were for work, but she worked in marketing. Late night phone calls she took in the garage. "Why are you doing this to me?" I asked one night. "I'm not doing anything," she said. "You're sick." "Then explain the dust," I said. "Explain the tools." "What tools?" she asked. I went to her car, but they were gone. Everything was gone. She stood in the doorway watching me search. That same flicker in her eyes from before. Not concern, satisfaction. "You need help," she said. I barricaded myself in the living room that night. Pushed the couch against the door so she couldn't get in to make more changes. But in the morning, the doorway was so narrow, I had to remove the couch to squeeze through. Kelly was in the kitchen making breakfast like nothing was wrong. "I know it's you," I said. "Why would I shrink our house?" She exploded. "To make me think I'm crazy," I said. "To get rid of me. You probably have life insurance or a boyfriend or something." She looked at me with what seemed like genuine fear, but I didn't believe it anymore. I didn't believe anything she said or did. The house was getting smaller, and she was the only one who could have done it. "I'm calling your sister," she said, reaching for her phone. I grabbed it from her hand. "You're not calling anyone." That's when she ran out the front door that I could barely fit through anymore, and I stood in my shrinking house wondering if I should follow her or if that's exactly what she wanted. Full story on the channel below.